Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It has been some time since I did any playing card videos on this channel, and I thought we might go back to basics and just do some poker today. So that's what we're going to do. I have the, hold on a second, it's over here. I have the Bicycle Cobalt Lux deck that I'll be using for this video. One of the favorites in my collection. It gives it this nice metallic-y finish. I still need to go out and find the, I think it's called the Cherry Lux. There's a red version of this deck that is also very, very nice. I think there's also a black version as well. And I need to go out and get both of those because they're both very nice. Of course, my shuffling technique is not the greatest because my left hand does not work properly most days. So you'll have to bear with me as I give this a sort of shake and shuffle thing going on. But it's fine. And I don't know if we're going to do a best of 5 or a best of 7. I think we're just going to see how it goes. But yeah, so that should be decently shuffled. Here's a card for me, a card for you, a card for me, and a card for you. All right, we'll set those up there. Take a look at my cards. And your cards are as follows. I promise you I'm not looking, so just memorize whatever these cards are, okay? Have you memorized them? Excellent. So, let's begin the first round with a 9 of diamonds. Okay, very interesting. The next is a king, followed by a 3 and a jack. How do you feel seeing these cards? Excellent. All right, and the final card is a 7 of clubs. How do you feel seeing this hand? All right, let's take a look now. You have a 6 and a 2 of diamonds, which I don't think there is anything there for you. I have a 10 and an 8, and I believe Jack 10, 9, 8, 7, I believe that is a straight for me. So I win this hand. Of course, the framing is a little bit different than my other videos. I have a different camera now. Of course, by camera, I mean cell phone. So it's going to take a bit for me to get used to the positioning, because the camera is definitely different than my old phone. I used to use the iPhone 12, but now I have an iPhone 16 Pro. So you'll have to bear with me a little bit as I adjust to that as well. But I think it should be relatively quick to figure it out. We'll see. I'll give this one more good shake, and there we go. So we'll set that aside. One for me, one for you, one for me, and one for you. Let me take a look. Okay, and your cards are as follows. Keep these in mind. Memorize them. All right, let's begin. First, a 4 of hearts. Okay. Next, a 3 of hearts, a jack of hearts, and a 5 of hearts. This is very interesting. Very interesting. Alright, and the final pull is a 2 of spades. Alright, so this is what we're working with here. Let's see, you have a 10 and an 8 of spades. I have a queen of hearts and an 8 of clubs. I believe that is a flush for me. So that is another victory for myself. So we're probably going to play best of 7 at this pace. But that's all right. Get that nice and mix around. Of course, every time you shuffle a deck of cards, it is extraordinarily likely that that specific permutation has never before occurred, which is always fun to think about just how absurdly large the number 52 factorial is. So that's another card for me, a card for you, a card for me, and a card for you. Put those up here. Let me take a look. And your cards. I hope these are in frame. I have no idea of knowing, okay? Those are your cards. Let's begin. Starting with a 5 of clubs. Next, Queen of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, and a 5 of hearts. How do you feel about these cards here? How do you feel about these cards? The final card, a 9 of clubs. Let's take a look. You have a queen of clubs, giving you a pair of queens. You have a 9 of hearts, giving you a pair of 9s. There's a bit of gunk on that card. Let me wipe that off. There we go. So you have a 2 pair, whereas I only have a queen and an 8. And actually, there's a pair of 5s here that I can use. So that is a 2 pair for both of us. However, you have the higher card there with 9s instead of 5s. So that is a victory for you, my friend. Congratulations. Let's go again. The score is now 2-1. Not that it matters, of course. This is only for fun. We're not competing or anything, but it would be nice to have a victory, wouldn't it? But again, this is all in good fun. This is all in fair game and whatever. Give that one more little shuffle here. It's kind of weak. I'll do that again. There we go. That should be good enough. So there's a card for you, a card for me, a card for you, a card for me. Put that here. And your cards are as follows. I hope you remember those. And let's begin. Starting with a Jack of hearts. Next, 3 of diamonds, 4 of diamonds, and 7 of spades. How do you feel about these cards? Do you have the winning hand? What about with the Queen of spades? let's find out. You have a 5 and a 3, which gives you a pair of 3s. I have a king and a 2. Unfortunately, there is nothing on the board for me. There's almost something. King, queen, jack, if only there was a 10 and a 9. But, unfortunately, I lost. Congratulations on your victory with a pair of 3s. Alright, let's go again. We are now at 2 apiece, making this now a best of 3 for either of us, which is always fun to see when a NBA series is all tied up and suddenly none of it matters, right? Because you go from a best of 7 series and then it's tied at 2 and then suddenly it's a best of 3. Oh goodness. One more should do the trick. There we go. Alright, one for you, one for me, one for you, one for me. And we put this here. Alright. Let's start with the 2 of diamonds. The 7 of diamonds. The 7 of hearts. The ace of spades. And the final card is the jack of diamonds. Do you feel you have a strong shot of victory right now? Let's find out. You have a 10 and a queen. I have a 9 and an 8, which gives me nothing. You have the high card, but I feel like that's a pretty boring way to win, right? Just on high cards, so we're just gonna move on and call this a wash, because I want to see some actual interesting things happen. No offense to you, of course, it just means we're still tied. And, you know, part of it is I need to drag the runtime of this video, of course, so high cards are null and void. Let's find something of interest in this next hand. I'm hoping for a 4 of a kind to show up at one point. Whether that's this hand or later down the line, that would be pretty cool. 4 of a kind is, I believe, 2nd or 3rd highest. Let me check my cheat sheet here. Yep, it is the 3rd highest, behind a straight flush and a royal flush. So that is how that works. Okay. One for me, one for you, one for me, one for you. We place this here. Alright. The first card is a 5 of spades, followed by a 4 of hearts, a 2 of hearts, and a 7 of clubs. The final card is a 3 of clubs. This could get pretty interesting here. Let's see what you have. You have a 4 and a 9, which gives you a pair of 4s. I believe that's, yeah, that's all you have there is a pair of 4s. I have a pair of 7s. So that is a victory for myself. I was really hoping someone would get a straight there with the 5, 4, 3, 2, but neither of us have a 6, so that's unfortunate. But a pair of 7s for me, I will take any day of the week. Let's go to the next hand. Of course, the score now is 3-2 in my favor. And we'll give that one more little. I think that should be good there. Oh, whoops. One for me, one for you, one for me, one for you. Now we put it here. Okay, let's take a look here. And your cards are as follows. Keep those in mind. Remember them. All right. Suddenly, I've just thought, did I skip a round of showing you your cards? I may have. Oops. I don't know if I did or not. I'd have to go back and look, but if I did, I apologize. Anyway, 2 of hearts, 7 of clubs, 2 of spades, and the ace of diamonds. The tension is really building now, isn't it? I'm 1 hand away from victory. Final card is a 4 of hearts. Let's check and see, what did you get? You have a pair of 10s and a pair of 2s. Off to a good start there for you. I have a pair of aces. Congratulations, my friend. We are once again all tied up. So, this is for all the marbles. This could be the winning hand, unless, of course, it's high card, and then we continue. Because high card is so boring. There is nothing entertaining about just getting a high card. But, you know, people do it. It's just not very interesting, of course. So I'll call one more, actually. Just shake things up a little bit. There we go. All right. 1 for you, 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for me. Place this here, move these here, check my cards. And your cards are as follows. I genuinely have no idea if these are even in frame, but those are your cards. All right, let's see who will be victorious. The first card, the 5 of spades. The second, 3 of clubs. 4 of clubs. 9 of hearts. And the final card, a 5 of hearts. You have a 4 and a 6. 6, 5, 4, 3. Unfortunately, you don't have a 2, but you do have a pair of 5s and a pair of 4s. So that is a 2 pair for you. I have a 6 and a 2, which 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 is, in fact, a straight. So, let me just double check my math. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yep, that's 5 cards. That is a straight for me, and also a victory. So, I think that is a good place to leave it. Victory for myself. You played valiantly, of course, my friend. I thank you very much for watching. I hope to speak with you all again soon, and goodbye for now.